It is Balloon! You'll need lightning fast reactions to win this battle in the sky. Take to the skies. It's Balloon Fight. You'll score lots of points and have loads of fun when you burst enemy balloons and send their parachutes crashing into the sea. But beware, these hot air invaders have an amazing ability to land safely, blow up another balloon, and come back stronger than before. What's more, if you fly too low, you'll be devoured by man-eating sharks. Challenge them alone if you think you're up to it, or team up with a friend. Either way, you'll have the time of your life fighting off your opponents in the sky and avoiding those hungry sharks below. In Balloon Fight. From Nintendo, another Nintendo-made Nintendo game, released in 1986. Pretty fun. Game is similar to Joust, kinda sorta. We control an unnamed balloon fighter with 2 balloons attached to his back. Repeatedly pressing A or B causes the balloon-fired fighter to flap his arms and rise into the air. If a balloon is popped, the player's flotation is decreased, making it harder to rise. A life is lost if both balloons are popped and are popped by enemy balloon fighters. The player falls in the water, gets eaten by a large fish, or is hit by lightning. We also lose a life. There are 2 modes of play. The 1-player, 2-player game, where the goal is to clear the screen of enemies, and Balloon Trip, where the goal is to avoid obstacles in a side-scrolling stage. Balloon Trip is not available in the arcade version. Also, unlike most side-scrolling games, I guess, instead of scrolling left to right, we scroll right to left this time. Defeat all of the enemies on screen to clear the stage. In the 1- and 2-player game, this mode can be played alone or cooperatively with a second player. Each player starts with 3 extra lives. Enemy balloon fighters float around the screen and the player must hit their balloons to defeat them. The enemy can also fall into the water or be eaten by the fish while flying close to the water surface. If an enemy is defeated or falls into the water, a bubble will rise up from the screen which can be hit for extra points. As play progresses through the stages, the number of enemies and platforms increases. Every 3 stages is a bonus stage, where the goal is to burst all the balloons that float up the screen from the chimneys at the bottom. And in Balloon Trip, single-player game where the goal is to avoid the lightning sparks and collect balloons, aiming to move up in the ranks and compete for the high score. We only have 1 life for this. Very fun game. Very fun. Better... Gonna say it. Better than Joust. I think this is a lot more fun than Joust. The graphics are much more cutesy than Joust. I think the music is much better in Balloon Fight. I think the controls are better in Balloon Fight. And I think the objective is a little easier to understand and complete in Balloon Fight. It's pretty easy to tell where you have to hit the enemy to get them to pop their balloons. Joust, sometimes it feels like you might die when trying to kill one of the enemies, just because it's just kind of goofy. And Balloon Trip, that's the one. Balloon Trip is a lot of fun to play, and the music is just fantastic.